Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Raising the New Earth podcast. This is your co host, Noah Dory. Today's a solo episode following a client that just visited me. And this episode is about how to overcome a negative space that you have been in for a while. So what prompted this episode is basically my client that we have worked together for over a year now, and this particular client came to me with her desire for a weight loss. And so we created a protocol for her, a healing protocol for her gut, introducing new foods, crowding out some of the less desirable foods, getting her movement in, getting her hormones aligned. And that lasted quite a while, but not long enough for her to create new habits. So, what do I mean by that? I mean that she saw results, but she reverted back to her old nature of not wanting to do certain things. And that made me think. That made me think that the gatekeeper to this particular healing journey of my client is not going to be her gut bacteria or even the food on her plate. It's going to be her mind. And when we approach the mental body, we look at mind body medicine. Mind body medicine is about a downward causation. So in allopathic medicine, we look at the physical realm as being an upward causation, which Brooke and I talked about before in previous episode. But in mind healing journey, we look at a thought, creating an emotion, creating a belief that then initiates the healing process. So if you can picture yourself, brain going down to cells, going down to molecules, going down to atoms, and going down to elementary particles, you have a downward causation of mind body. So the objective that I have with that particular client is really make room for proliferation of possibilities in such greater amounts so that healing possibilities will be there for that client's consciousness to choose. The problem in brain evolutionary is that circuit arises when we create additional brain circuits negatively associated with I perceive to be the truth, and that having fear or distrust or whatever negative response that is not real, it is really based on my individual negativity about the situation in my life. So what I perceive to be the half cup that is full or the half glass that is empty is on me and my existing brain circuits that are associated with a certain emotion. So we need to make new circuits of transformation by implementing a plethora of modalities where one can take the quantum leap to produce possibilities of consciousness and having it be anchored and lasting a long time. Some of those modalities include some of the things that I did with my client today, which are yoga. Yoga can be an amazing mind body movement. We're engaged with breath, relaxation methods such as I like using neurofeedback very much so. We talked about brainwaves before. We're all in this beta brainwave, the awakened active brainwave. But when we do a meditation such as TM meditation or regular meditation, or when we engage in neurofeedback modalities, then we can bring it through an alpha brainwave, which is a relaxed, intuitive, and creative, then to the theta, which is healing and super learning. So when I implemented these two modalities in my client session today, it was life changing. The client felt like, she had she felt quite the relief that she was looking for. So all this to say that we may have to rebuild our responses in terms of our behavior quite a bit before we fully approach what's on the table and before we fully recover from any effective suppression of traumatic memory. Because you have to understand that muscle memories are about muscles that consists of fibers. And the units are threaded with calcium ions when emotional responses occur. So when the traumatic events occur, because the muscle tenses up, there is a tension that is reflective of this flooding by calcium ions. And if the memory is suppressed, then what happens is that the muscles never quite get back to their relaxed state. And some of the calcium ions remain without getting back to neutrality. So the muscle, in other words, has memorized a traumatic event. So how do we release that kind of memory? So here, the psychoanalysis is not going to work, which works on the mind. Here, the memory is a memory of the body itself. So we have to relax it with body work. So another modality would be massage, yoga, like I mentioned, neurofeedback, or any type of meditation, taking 10 minutes in the morning if you can. And if you want to double it up, taking 10 or 20 minutes in the evening before you go to bed. Anything like that, or if the chakra is unbalanced, then we can release that prana, we can release that life force, and make sure we reactivate that chakra by focusing on it. For example, if your root chakra of insecurity is not activated or blocked, it can easily result with any bowel problems, diarrhea, for example. So when we find ways to heal the mind, to relax the mind, we then in return find ways to relax the body, to let the body know that it is safe, to let the body know that it is ready to restore relaxation, it is ready to restore awareness, because you have to understand that the body is looking for a solution, but that current brain circuit is taking the easy way out. So for anyone that's out there that has been battling with something for a long time, I really encourage you to look at the mental body and to offer relaxation methods for that mental body. And then, speak to a therapist or a clinician, a health coach, a holistic nutritionist of some sort, to make sure that you access that gatekeeper first before you attempt to change what you know needs to be changed. But sometimes going through the back door is what you need for a long-lasting healing journey. All right, that was it. So thank you so much for listening to me, my quick solo episode about mind-body medicine, and see you next time. Bye.